Hello and welcome to the July edition of the Redwood Real Estate Report. I'm Ben Larson with Larson Home Loans.
And I'm Annalise von Borstel with Hyperion Humboldt Realty.
And thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're on Apple iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. Check us out, Redwood Real Estate Report. We've been going now. Boy, we're approaching a year and a half here.
Almost, yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun and we're going to keep it going.
Because we appreciate your support and we've
Yeah.
had great feedback. So, yeah.
That's right. All right. Well, as usual, we'll start off with our keys of the month, and I'll kick it off with my monthly rate comparison. And I do this on a 30-year fixed rate basis, and I'll compare this month. I'm comparing May and June 2026 based off of Freddie Mac's rates. And sometimes I jump between Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, but they're basically the same, and they certainly show the same trends. So the month of May, we kicked off the month with a 6.37 rate average. The second week, 6.36%. The third week, 6.51, and closed out the month of May at a 6.53% interest rate. Now, for the month of June, the first week average was 6.48. The second week average, 6.52. The third week average, 6.47. And we closed out the month at 6.49. So very little rate volatility for the month of June, basically held right flat at 6.5%. The month of May up and down a little bit, but still not a lot of volatility. Some of the most stable rates we've seen in a few years, really, if you look at a month by month comparison. Moving down, so if you want to look at how much rates fluctuated, the month of May, it fluctuated just 0.16%. The month of June fluctuated a whopping 0.01%. So it was essentially just flat rates for the month of June, less than not even 0.25% volatility of the month of May.
Stability is good.
Very stable rates from month to month there. So May was characterized, though, by an upward trend where rates increased 0.16% over the course of the month. June, again, just a period of consolidation is what the experts like to call it when you have really stable rates. Although rates stayed in the mid-sixes, week-to-week movement was minimal, suggesting the mortgage market had found short-term equilibrium despite continued uncertainty around inflation and Federal Reserve policy. So, just more stability on interest rates, and that's kind of the expected trend as we move forward, is really to have kind of a 6.5% baseline for rates. If you time the market just right, you might get a little below that. If you have to lock in, if you've been floating a rate and you're in escrow and you have to lock in, the good news is there's not a big penalty when there's not a lot of volatility in the rates. So if you don't lock it at the precise moment, probably not going to cost you a lot of money right now. As I showed last month, if you have about a 0.3% difference on your interest rate on a $500,000 mortgage, that was $100 a month.
That's your Amazon basket at 11 p.m.
That's right. All right. And then my second key of the month has to do with mortgage applications, and they were kind of down, which is pretty unusual for April and into May, but they've really rebounded and picked up nationally, and I would say locally as well. There's no real local mortgage data available other than just talking to other industry experts, and I would say across the board applications are up for people. So, a stronger, more buyers in the market.
Is that a seasonal trend, or is that
this is pretty typical time of year. This is the biggest time of year from March through July to really get the majority of your mortgage applications for the year during those months. Yeah. And again, this speaks to stabilization in June. I think that buyers are just accepting 6.5% as the new norm, and they're pulling the trigger on not necessarily offering and getting into escrow on properties, but certainly getting pre-qualified and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're really making that move into the market. Yeah, comfortable with interest rates. It could be more competition for fewer homes like we have locally. So that could be that sellers will, may stick to their price or give fewer concessions. And let's see, what do I have? I have my third talking point. I wanted to point out, I kind of touched on it on my second one, but a little bit of difference between local and national markets. So while many national housing reports are focusing on increasing inventory across the board and improving buyer leverage, I did touch base with Annalise because she has the local numbers prior to the recording, and we're not seeing that locally. So I'll leave that to Annalise to expand on more. But it really points out that if you guys are just paying attention to the big national headlines, real estate really is a localized market.
Yes.
So you can't just read the Google News or read the national headlines. And I mean, it could be completely misleading for what we're experiencing locally, as often is the case with Humboldt County.
Well, and that's one of the reasons we do this real estate report for you, is we want our community to be informed about what's happening locally, because national headlines are misleading, and Humboldt is a special, unique place that doesn't always follow national trends.
Right. So with that, I'll pass it off to Annalise to talk about our local data with inventory, median prices, days on market, homes sold, all those good statistics that you love to break down for us every month.
Right. Well, I've definitely got a lot of numbers and percentages to go through, so hopefully you can stick with me and rewind if you need to get clarity, or reach out if you want to know about your specific location or unique home. But
right, because we even have all the micro markets within Humboldt County.
Absolutely.
Southern Humboldt, Fortuna, and the data shows that every month that there's some markets go up, some go down, even in the same month. So.
Yes, and obviously Eureka has a significant amount of the inventory in general, so it also impacts these averages and medians that we talk about a lot. But certainly if you live outside of Eureka at all, these numbers can fluctuate pretty far from the average. And I just try to touch on the more major markets here at the Redwood Real Estate Report. But if you are looking in, say, Blue Lake or Rio Dell or Southern Humboldt, Willow Creek, I can find those numbers for you too, and we can really hone in on your unique property and what you're looking for. Total number of sales for the year in Humboldt is down 5%, and that trend began in April when sales were down 13.7%. In May, total sales were down 15%, and now in June, sales are down 19% compared with last June. Still trending higher than 2024 and 2023, but not exactly the benchmark we were aiming for at the start of the year. Remember, at the end of the first quarter, our total number of sales was actually up 8.7%, and now we're down 5% year over year.
Okay.
Active listings are also down in Humboldt, 5% for the year, and down 8% compared with last June, but it is up 8% compared with May of this year.
Okay.
So that, of course, speaks to the seasonal trends that you're seeing with applications, but it's not a significant historic uptick in applications.
Right. And if you look at nationally to compare that with what they're seeing in inventory, they're up about 10% nationally. So we're down 8% year over year, whereas as a nation we're up 10%. So
and that's year over year, 10%.
Year over year.
Yeah.
So that's a 18% difference between the national and our local market.
Yep. Okay, so that is a significant difference to keep in mind when you're looking at those national headlines. Find out what's actually happening in Humboldt. The number of homes sold under 300,000 year to date is up 11.7% compared with last year, and homes sold over 500,000 is down 18.3%. But despite that, and possibly due to an 8% increase in homes sold in the $400,000 range, the median home price year to date is nearly flat compared with last year. $419,500 this year versus $420,000 last year. $500 difference.
But keep in mind, last year, remember, we had that record year with properties over $1 million selling.
That's right.
So that definitely inflates that average or median price, too.
Well, in a way, we are looking at the median, which is why I mentioned that homes sold over 500,000 is down 18.3%, because those $1 million homes would be captured in that number.
Right.
But again, because the homes sold in the $400,000 range is up, that's bringing that median. It's keeping that median really flat, but it doesn't tell the whole story of what's going on in the market, just looking at the one statistic. Absorption rate is down below 5 for the year. However, it is up slightly for the third month in a row, landing us in a very balanced market at 5.55 for June. And remember, a balanced market is between 5 and 6 months. Yeah. So at 5.55, it couldn't be much more balanced. And this upward trend in the absorption rate is similar to what we saw last June. And in fact, the absorption rate was higher in June of 2024 and June of 2025. So no alarms there. Sold to list ratio has perked up a bit and is the highest it's been since May of last year at just slightly above 94%. So If you're selling a home, you can expect to negotiate down about 6% from your list price. That does not mean you want to overprice your home. That's not going to do you any favors, but just be prepared for some back and forth and coming up with maybe some creative concessions. So work with your realtor on what makes sense for you. So we're halfway through the year, and for Humboldt as a whole, inventory is slightly tighter, prices are holding, and there's a bit more demand than last year. Now, do the larger sectors of our market tell the same story? Let's start in Eureka. Total number of homes sold is down 12.7% for the year. Active listings are down over 25% compared with last June. And while the absorption rate is below 3 months for the year, so definitely a seller's market still, it has been trending up since March. Median prices are up slightly for the year and slightly compared with last month. We're currently at $420,000 in Eureka. Arcata. Remember last month, Arcata had just one sale. So there will be a lot of catching up to do, but unfortunately, total number of homes sold is still in the single digits for Arcata this month. And year to date, short 27% compared with last year. And those shortfalls are across every price range and is resulting in a median home price that's down over 4% year over year, and an absorption rate that's on the rise at 4.6 months. And that's the highest it's been since October of 2024. Any buyers out there looking in Arcata? I know I'd be taking advantage of these trends if I was. McKinleyville demand remains strong with absorption rate of 2.0 and a sold to list ratio over 100%. The highest it's been since August of 2023. So great outlook for McKinleyville in that aspect. But total sales are still down in that market 25%. Active listings are down 32% compared with last June. So inventory is tight up in McKinleyville. And Fortuna is pulling its weight once again. The only one of our larger sectors to be up year to date in total number of sales by 13%. So median prices are up, active listings are up, and days on the market is down in Fortuna. Sold to list ratio is above 98%. Solid. So now putting it all together in our market share report, as a whole, Humboldt County had 106 sales for the month of June and a median sold price of $440,000, which is up 5% from May. Eureka had 29 sales, 27.4% of the market, and a median sold price of $420,000, which is up 3.4% from May. And coming in next, we have Fortuna with 13 sales, 12.3% of the market, and an MSP of $460,000, up 2.5% from May. And Arcata with 9 sales had 8.5% of the market and an MSP of $471,500, down 110% from last month.
With that one sale,
with
right?
Remember, they only had one sale. It was nearly $1 million last month. So, but an impressive statistic nonetheless. And finally, McKinleyville with 6 sales, 5.7% of the market, and a median sold price of $556,500, which is up 19% from May. Also pretty significant.
So the values are more closely reflecting what we're seeing nationally, where we saw about a 4% increase in average sale price. So we're in that ballpark locally, it seems like, if you take out the outliers.
Yeah, I would say the overall vibe, the word of the month is that stability.
Yeah.
There's just
that's
not
really
a
a
lot of
return to the
significant-
norms. I mean, if you look at a 30-year window, the average appreciation of real estate is 3 to 5%, really 4%.
Right.
So that's really a return to norm, and seeing the stable interest rates only pushes that more to the forefront.
Right. Well, let's embrace this time of stability and take advantage and make some deals. All right. That's my keys for the month.
All right. Well, thank you, Annalise. Those were great numbers. And I hope we really drove home the point of local versus national. One of the reasons we do this Redwood Real Estate Report is to bring, the data available to you. If you're shopping or if you're a real estate professional, these are important, numbers to wrap your head around and understand. They can help you make good financial decisions when you're shopping for a home or when you're trying to help clients sell homes or buy homes. So
exactly.
We hope you continue to tune in and appreciate what we're bringing to the table here, and let us know what else we could do or what you think we could do better. Okay, well, community events, it's summertime. It's a lot going on.
Well,
Oh, you
why
have your
don't you
listing of the
start?
month?
I could
Or
start with
you want to
listing
do
of the
that?
month.
Or
Yes,
okay,
I'd be
okay.
happy to.
Let's go to the listing of the month first.
Aside from educating the community and other real estate professionals about what's going on the market, I also happen to be a real estate agent and a real estate broker. And so I do have a great listing I wanted to share with you all, and it is 2221 East Side Road in Trinity Center. So just outside of Humboldt County, actually. Okay. It's over 6 acres of natural off-grid beauty, just minutes from the Trinity Town Center. This 2-bed, 2-bath home was built in 2014 and offers a perfect blend of rustic charm and modern potential, with breathtaking views of the lake that are unmatched in the area. It's cozy and a functional retreat with 1 bedroom on the main floor and a spacious open loft upstairs, 2 full bathrooms, plenty of space for your family and guests, and you can just enjoy the tranquility of lakeside living. The home has solar panels, radiant heating, and a xeriscaped yard. It's got a large deck off the living room that really takes full advantage of the panoramic views. I mean, the view of the lake, you can just see it from one end to the other. It's stunning. This is a really rare find, and we're listed at just $490,000 for that.
That sounds awesome. That sounds like a great place.
I love it. Yep. I'd love to show it. So any excuse to go out there and enjoy the lake.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah,
so what about you? Do you
that.
have community events that you want to share?
Yeah, I do. Sure. There's a lot of things going on. I mean, of course, we still have the Friday night markets going on. There's the 4th of July event in Old Town Eureka. I think the Arcata Plaza does one as well.
You may have missed that if you're watching this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll try to get this up by this weekend, but if not, then but the Friday night market goes, runs all the way through August. And then I think Arcata picks up a few in September. I think they do a few Fridays in September in Arcata. Of course, there's the Old Town Farmers Markets on the Saturday year-round market on the Plaza in Arcata. Of course, the Henderson Center Farmers Market's on Thursday. And this is really, we're getting into peak farmers market time. That's why, these go on, some of them go on year-round. But if you want to get some fresh fruit, veggies, mushrooms, those types of things, this is a great time to get out there and do it.
Get there early if you want those peaches from Newcomb Family Farms.
That's right.
They sell out. I missed out last week.
Yeah. And then July 12th, there's the Humboldt Flea Market going on at the Arcata Community Center. That's kind of a fun thing, a family friendly thing to go out to. Crabs baseball games. I'm going tonight, actually, and I've been to a few already this year. In my opinion, they're the best family-friendly, event throughout the summer. Love going to catch a Crabs game. It's so much fun. And they have the whole left field grassy area if you want to take your kids and some fold-out chairs and, have a cider or a beer or some wine and just kick back and let your kids have some fun and watch a baseball game. It's a great time.
I can't go to a baseball game without having a hot dog.
Yeah. Yeah, hot dog, pizza, they got it all. There is on July 31st at the Eureka Waterfront there, Mattakit Plaza, there's a 10th anniversary Mattakit cruise, which I think would be super fun and cool.
Anniversary?
Well, I think they did like a reopening of it.
Oh.
Yeah, so it is, I think, one of the oldest.
The HCGA 10th anniversary, the Humboldt County Growers Alliance 10th anniversary.
Mattakit cruise. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I was like, that didn't make sense. I was like, but they did like a relaunch of the Mattakit a while back. I thought HCGA.
Yes. The Mattakit is, what is it? The oldest continuously operating ferry in the country? And
the smallest licensed bar.
We know these things.
But the Mattakit cruises, they go on all throughout the summer too, and they're a lot of fun. So this is specific to the Growers Association, which is the organization that heads up the farmers markets. So that's a cool event to support as well.
Definitely. Well,
thanks for pointing that out.
I'm here to help. I'm here to help. And I didn't have any community events necessarily to speak on. I did have a few company announcements that I'm excited to share. First of all, I wanted to welcome Calista LeBoul to our marketing team as our marketing assistant. Calista has a really wide range of marketing expertise, including most recently with the Times Standard. And she also runs the seasonal Humboldt Artisans Festival during the holidays, which is one of my absolute favorite events that time of year.
Very cool.
So keep your eye out for Hyperion social media posts created by Calista. as well as some of our other marketing campaigns that'll be rolling out. And of course, we also have Danielle Hodges supporting our marketing and ensuring that our clients and agents have the highest quality exposure for their listings. And some more very exciting news, thanks in large part to Hyperion's marketing team, as well as our incredibly supportive community. Hyperion Humboldt Realty has once again won Time Standard's Reader's Choice Best Real Estate Team and Broker on the North Coast.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's exciting.
Thank you.
A
We're
feather
so
in the cap.
grateful. We are so grateful for.
I voted for you.
Oh, thank you. Yep, we are grateful for your vote and your business and for the opportunity to support you with all your real estate needs. And at Hyperion Humboldt Realty, we're helping you root and rise.
I'll have to see what I can do about getting Larson Home Loans up next year for lending. I think that would be something fun to do.
You got to get a marketing team like Calista and Danielle.
Well, yeah, I am the marketing team, so it's a little different over at Larson Home Loans.
Well, thank you again to my team and to the community for all your support.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to mention the summer concert series. So there's the Humboldt Botanical Gardens. They're doing every Sunday. They have music, food vendors, and it's a really cool space to go enjoy on a nice summer day. So Sunday, check out the Humboldt Botanical Gardens too for some free live music.
And dogs are allowed.
Dogs are allowed. Well, I'm Ben Larson with Larson Home Loans. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
And I'm Annalise Bomborstel with Hyperion Humboldt Realty. Happy 4th of July if you're seeing this before. And if not, I hope you're having a great summer.
Yep. Hope you guys all have a good summer. And we look forward to seeing you next time.